Hey Algebra, all we have this week is a 9.1 through 9.5 quiz, and I highly recommend going through the review. In fact, go through the review before you even watch this video because I'm going to take the exact problems that are on the review and go through them. So if you miss some, you can see what you did wrong. Okay, so the quiz will be multiple choice, just like the review. Everything, there's no surprises here. So I have a problem from 9.1, a problem from 9.2, 9.3, 9.4, and 9.5, I believe, are all on there. So one from each. So the first two are on this page here. So the first one says to graph the function. Yeah? So you have to remember how to graph a quadratic trinomial. Of course, you have a plus 5, which is your y-intercept. There we go. And we can find the vertex by going negative b over 2a. So negative b would be a positive 8, and 2 times 2 is 4. So I have 2 for my first value of my vertex. And then to find that second value, you have to plug it back in. So you have 2 times 2 squared, which is 4, minus 8 times 2, plus 5. So 8 minus 16 is negative 8, plus 5 is negative 3. So 2, negative 3, that's my vertex. It opens up because A is positive. Okay? So we know that this is going to kind of go like that. This is also my axis of symmetry here. So I can plot this point knowing it is symmetric to that line. Okay? And then I will try to do this crazy stuff where I draw. All right, so it should look something like that. So you just have to pick out the one. For me to make it multiple choice, it was kind of a pain in the butt, but you'll just have to do this. You'll have to show your own work and send that in. So have this handy. You're going to do it on your own, and then you'll pick the one that matches it, and it should match it exactly. So to solve the equation by graphing, you're going to do the same thing. This is from 9.2, I believe. You're going to graph the problem, and then wherever it crosses the x-axis, whether it be 1 point or 2 points or no points, that is going to be your solution. So I know that I have a y-intercept at 3, and I know it's gonna open downwards, okay, because there's negative. But I need to find my vertex. So negative b over 2a. Negative b would be a positive 2. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So I have negative 1. So I have negative times negative 1 squared. Okay, a lot of people mess this up a little bit. Okay, so if you're putting in your calculator, put it in just like this. Okay, because then this becomes positive 1, and then this makes it negative again. So I have negative 1, and then I have plus 2, plus 3. So I have 4. So negative 1, 4. And again, this is my axis of symmetry. So, that was rough. I can draw these and kind of guesstimate where they're going to be. Okay, I want to double check. So I want to put in a 1 to see if that works. If I put in a 1 for my x, I should get 0 out. So if I put in a 1, I get negative 1. I'm going to just do my work over here. Minus 2 plus 3. Yep, I get 0 out there. Okay, and that one works, and that's 2 away from the axis of symmetry. Therefore, this one must also work. So my answers are going to be here and here. So x equals 1 and x equals negative 3. And you can test negative 3 too. It should definitely work, especially if you're bad at drawing like me. So again, it's multiple choice. The graph will be given and the answer will be given. So make sure you're checking that out because it might be the same graph, but they give the wrong answer on one of them or whatnot. On this page, we'll do numbers 3, 4, and 5. And this is just different ways of solving these quadratics. So this one says to solve the equation by using square roots or factoring. And I put that option up there. Remember, you have to show your work and send it in. But I put that option up there because some people will like to do this in different ways. So it doesn't matter to me how you do it as long as you're using square roots or factoring for this one. So I'm going to use square roots. So I'll add 50 to both sides. And then I'm going to divide by 2. So I have x squared equals 25. And then I need to take the square roots of both sides. So I have x equals plus or minus 5. And that will be an answer. To solve this one by factoring, that's putting them into groupies or binomials, you have to get 0 on one side. So I'm going to rewrite this as x squared minus 3x minus 10. Okay, so make sure you're subtracting 10 so that you have a negative 10 on this side. And then you can set up your binomials. And you have to think of two numbers that are factors of negative 10 but add to negative 3. So in this case, I'm going to put a positive 2 and a negative 5. Okay. Because negative 5 and 2 multiply to negative 10, but they add to negative 3. And then I will set each one of these equal to 0. X plus 2 equals 0. And that's the zero product property. X minus 5 equals 0. And when I solve these, I get x equals 2 and x equals 5. I'm lying. X equals negative 2 and x equals 5. I'm trying to do this quickly so it's not a very long video. Okay. Last one, solve the equation by completing the square. This is from 9.5. And the first step was to see if you could divide, if there's a GCF, if you could divide all three factors by the same number, in which case I can't. And then you needed to get C on the other side. Okay, so here we go, C's on the other side. And then we need to find our magic number. So our magic number is half of B squared. B in this case is 6, so 6 divided by 2 is 3, 3 squared is 9. So I need to add that to both sides. X squared plus 6x plus 9 equals negative 4 plus 9. On this, on your left half of your equation, you're going to get two of the same binomials when you factor it. On the right side, you just simplify that. So I'm going to write this as a binomial squared, and then I'm going to solve using that square root property. So I'll take the square root of both sides. So I have x plus 3 equals plus or minus the square root of 5. And one more step, because I need to have x equals all by itself on the left side, so I'm going to subtract 3. And just to write it properly, I will put that negative 3 in front of the radical. So negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 5. And that is your answer. Okay, let me know if you have more questions on the review, or you can always go back in your book and do some extra problems, like the odd ones, so you can check your work. And good luck when you take the quiz. Again, one more reminder, you must have your work and send it in to me. Okay, that will be half of your grade right there. Okay, so the quiz is worth 10 points. There's 5 questions, and the work will be worth 5 questions. All right, have fun.